Hi everyone, welcome to your performance management course. This week we are going to dive into actual content for the course. So this is where we start looking at the primary concepts, core ideas of this course to get you familiarized with what performance management is, importantly, what performance management is not, and why we need to be concerned about performance management. Why do we have an entire class on this topic? And I think as you'll come to see throughout the semester, that performance management is actually really complex. It requires a lot of time, it requires a lot of resources, it requires a lot of training to do it the right way. But when companies invest in performance management, when they implement an effective system, a research backed system, it is likely to yield significant improvements in terms of employee performance, in terms of tracking your talent pool, in terms of trying to identify who your bench players are and creating succession plans and knowing that when new technologies abound, who do you have that can fill the skills that you might need to implement some of those technologies. So performance management is often, I think, equated with just getting your performance review. And while a performance review is important, it's just one part of a performance management system. So in order to implement an entire system, you first need to understand what jobs you have in your organization. What roles do people play? How do those roles link back to what the organization is doing as, on the whole? And what methods are you using to track performance? And how are you going to evaluate performance? And how will you sit down and have a conversation? And what does that conversation look like? And what do you do after the performance review? What steps do you need to engage in to ensure that performance is being implemented and evaluated and encouraged all year long? So there's actually a lot of steps involved in the performance management process, and you'll come to see what those steps sort of look like in a broad way this week. So in this first week of content, you will learn what performance management is, why it's important, so what functions does it play in an organization, what are the characteristics of a really well-designed performance management system. So you'll learn that there are 16 characteristics that organizations must implement in order to have an effective performance management system. And then you'll learn sort of the brief steps. What does performance management look like? So there's kind of like a life cycle of performance management. You'll see that there are 2 prerequisite steps, which involve doing a work analysis and engaging in strategic planning. And only after we kind of understand the work, and only after we understand the mission and vision and purpose of our company, are we then able to implement an aligned performance management system. And you'll see that it's kind of a continuous loop. So performance management doesn't just end when the evaluation is done. It's ongoing. It can always be improved. There's more conversations that can be had, but encouraging and engaging and communicating with your employees should be a year-round thing and not just limited to 1 or 2 meetings per year. So that is kind of the broad overview of what we're doing and why we're doing it. This week, you'll have your first kind of real assignments as well for this course. So we are going to have a quiz due. There is a discussion activity due, and then you'll have a little mini module activity which focuses on this difference between performance appraisal and performance management. You'll just watch a quick YouTube video and then, respond to some questions that are on eCampus. So if you have any questions about how to get started, if you don't have the materials, if you can't find something, if you're not sure what the assignments are, just reach out to me. You can contact me if you have questions. I'm here to help you. Send me an email, send me a message through eCampus, whatever that might be. We can always meet by Zoom as well. So I'm looking forward to seeing what you all come up with. I'm looking forward to reading your insights and getting to know you better. And again, don't hesitate to reach out if I can support you further in your learning. So have a great week. Happy learning. Have some fun with this material. I think it is interesting and relatable to all of our work lives. And I hope that at the end of the day, really at the end of this course, you're able to take the material you're learning and implement it in a way that makes your organization more effective for you, but also for others. Okay, have a great day. Bye.